individuals escaped from the Philadelphia Industrial Correctional Center on May 7th at 8:30 p.m.
An 18-year-old Ameen Hurst have been on the run.
2 years ago,
2021, 16-year-old Ameen Hurst was arrested and charged as an adult in the murder of Woo Biddy. On Christmas Eve 2020, 20-year-old Daewoo Scruggs, known on social media as Woo Biddy, was chased for about a block before being gunned down. Around 11 a.m., a police video shows a man following Woo Biddy, or Skinny is what people actually call him. The video starts showing Woo Biddy, then points out that more than a block behind him is a person basically stalking him. It appears at one point he calls his name because you can see Woo Biddy turn around. Then Woo picks up his pace, and after turning around again, he starts a slow jog. The killer then starts to run after him. He catches up with him at Malvern and Wynwood, then
a month later, he was charged with 3 other murders and 2 attempted murders, with 32 separate charges in all. Hurst is a part of the set 616, who used to beef heavily with Lil Bucks in his camp 0 to the 4. Ameen is charged with 2 murders and 2 attempted murders in an incident that occurred on March 11th. 4 people were shot at around 3 p.m. on North 76th Street between Woodbine and Malvern Avenue. Naquan Smith, 24, was dead by 3:15 p.m. Tamir Brown, who was only 16, died later that evening. 2 additional people were in critical condition, but have luckily survived. They were both 19 years old. Tamir Brown, or Lil Mir, was a close friend and associate of Lil Bucks. A week later, the final killing Hurst was accused of occurred on March 18, 2020. Victim, Rodney Hargrove, 20, was gunned down an hour after his father bailed him out of CFCF at 1 o'clock in the morning. Hargrove waited for his folks to pick him up at a bus stop near the jail, then ran back to the jail when a vehicle started chasing him. He was killed just feet from the raised gate of the complex. The Philadelphia Police Department said that they believe Hargrove was killed in the case of mistaken identity. Police used forensics from bullets left at the scene to link a gun allegedly used by Hurst in other murders. The correction officer who was involved was later fired. The family of Rodney Hargrove sued the city of Philadelphia.
Not even close.
Rodney Hargrove Sr. says the pain and heartbreak of his son's murder, Rodney Hargrove Jr., won't go away. March 18th, Hargrove returned from Holt Correctional Facility.
I didn't understand. They telling me my baby was gone.
Hargrove took this video just moments after his release. Tragically, he was shot and killed just an hour after being let out of the correctional facility. His family has now filed a wrongful death and civil rights lawsuit.
I want justice. I want answers on to how this happened. And I don't want nobody else to go through what me and my family is going through right now.
After his early morning release around 1 a.m., the prison transported Hargrove across the street to a bus stop. While waiting on a ride, Hargrove ran back onto prison grounds because he was being chased by a car. It's not clear why, but investigators say there was no guard at the gate and the car followed Hargrove. He was shot and killed just feet from a raised gate. The shooter was identified as Ameen Hurst.
When the shooter was arrested, all the press reports have indicated it was a case of mistaken identity. This was not a targeting. Rodney Hargrove was just in the wrong place at the wrong time.
Attorneys for Hargrove say this never should have happened and someone must be held accountable.
It's our position that, and the facts dictate, that the prison jail community has known for years that late night releases are problematic.
Later info that came out says that Rodney Hargrove was mistaken for Sidney Sessoms from 38th and Aspen. You hear Sid dissed all the time by YBC Duel, calling him Fro.
Don't start a business, buy an existing business. You don't have to be a rich investor with back.
Ameen Hurst has grown an infamous reputation in Philly as a living, breathing embodiment of a crash dummy, a term used to describe young kids manipulated by their associates, often older, to commit murders for the gang. They are hyped up and promised fame within the gang. They can foresee a future where their street cred is unimpeachable. After he started drilling at 15 and 16 and caught 4 bodies in a few months, Ameen Hurst really thought that he was him on the streets. Videos were made about him with millions of views after his arrest, calling him an assassin, demon time, etc. I even made a video about the case calling him a menace to society. That reputation has followed him for the last couple years. Another level of infamy can now be added to the name of Ameen Hurst, as him and another inmate recently escaped from custody on Philadelphia State Road.
Flash information on escaped prisoners from PIC 8301 State Road. One for a black male, 5'8", 110 pounds, 18 years old, wearing a blue prison uniform. Second's going to be 5'8", 140 pounds, 28 years old, also wearing a blue prison's uniform. Occurred about 8:30 p.m. last night. Last known addresses are going to be 937 Flounders Road. The second one's going to be 231.
There are 4 main jails in operation today: Quran Fromhold Correctional Facility, or CFCF, the Detention Center, or DC, Philadelphia Industrial Correctional Center, or PIC, and Riverside Correctional Facility, or RCF. Ameen was being held at PIC. The escape happened around 8:30 p.m. when the individuals were seen on surveillance footage cutting a hole in the fence at the prison located at 8301 State Road. According to Prisons Commissioner Blanche Carney, the Philadelphia Industrial Correctional Center became aware of the 2 escaped inmates around 3 p.m. Monday, May 8th. Carney says there were about 3 head counts which took place between 11 p.m. Sunday and 3 a.m. Monday and 7 a.m. Monday before learning of the escape. According to Steve Keeley on Twitter, he tweeted, "The 2 inmates, Ameen Hurst and Nasir Grant, broke out of their inside cell first, then got to the hole in the yard and climbed over the fence. Video shows them able to compromise their cell door and exit the housing unit."
We are working very quickly to try to get them back.
A manhunt is underway tonight to locate 18-year-old Ameen Hurst, charged with 4 Philadelphia murders according to police, and Nasir Grant. Officials say they escaped from the Philadelphia Industrial Correctional Center Sunday night around 8:30 through a hole in a fence.
Philadelphia drill pages and bloggers and rappers and even Reddit all reacted immediately. Young Liv said, "I can't imagine how bad the CO's treating them during the lockdown right now." Pilar said, "To escape from State Road, you gotta be a different type of smart. I like him," laughing emoji. "If you see this, you a bad mother." Chiefy Skull, a 616. And y'all wonder why they be trying to cook him when they catch people. Bro don't even got no 223 or any type of weapons. Y'all don't even dig. Y'all making that man look armed and dangerous. Y'all gotta stop gassing this shit. Real rap. Y'all just gonna make shit worse than it already is. And if you gonna help that man, there's no reason to D-ride either. 30 Shot said, "I feel sorry for the jails. Y'all summer over early. Y'all about to be on lockdown till 2025, shaking my head." Somebody else said, "I know for a fact me ain't going crazy on list crawlers and Backpage right now." Somebody wrote a comment that said, "Keep Bucks and Livy in the house." I repeat, keep Bucks and Livy in the house. Hood Tally responded to all the comments by saying, "Steppers and all these other pages want to be bitten. Like my young boy still not running for his life. Shit is not a game." Lil Bucks replied to Hood Tally and said, "Now this your young boy? You never even met him in person a day in your life." Laughing, crying emojis. Somebody on Reddit said, "Ameen Hurst should be the profile picture of this subreddit. Just when you thought he couldn't get any more legendary, he continues to prove that he has the biggest piece in the city." Pause. At the end of the day, while everybody is having a good laugh and calling Ameen a new Philly legend, the families of those he is accused of killing are very disappointed and sad at the news of his escape. In all probability, he will be caught, as over 95% of prison escapees are caught within days or weeks of escape. On February 6, 1997, Victor Figueroa, a convict serving 1 to 4 years for drug possession, was supposed to be on the way to a mess hall when he wandered off from the Moria Shock Incarceration Facility, a minimum security prison in Mineville, New York. As soon as his absence was noticed, authorities scoured the area, but the trail went cold. Authorities believe Figueroa died during the escape, most likely in a fall through a mine shaft near the facility, or at least that's what they told the public. All anyone knows for sure is Figueroa was never seen or heard from again, and he's the only New York State prison inmate to escape and never be found. Just 3% of all inmates escape at some point during their time behind bars. 89% of these attempts are committed at minimum security facilities. 2/3 of successful escape attempts from prisons are single-person jobs. 20% of escape involves just 2 people. Overall, while successful prison escapes do occur, they're relatively rare compared to the number of attempted escapes, and improvements in prison security and law enforcement techniques have made it increasingly challenging for prisoners to evade capture.
Inmates who escaped from a Philadelphia facility, one of them is a murder suspect.
Even more disturbing, their disappearance. It went unnoticed for nearly an entire day. Action News reporter Bob Brooks now with the very latest.
2 male individuals escaped from the Philadelphia Industrial Correctional Center on May 7th at 8:30 p.m.
For more than a day now, prisoners Nasir Grant, age 24, and 18-year-old Ameen Hurst have been on the run. Grant has been at the PICC since 2002 for gun and drug charges, but Hurst is an alleged killer. He's accused of 4 homicides, 1 in Overbrook, 2 in Overbrook Park, and a 4th after a victim was released from the current Fromhold Correctional Facility.
Thanks for watching American Confidential.